This is Nepal, just days after a 7.8 magnitude earthquake claimed at least 4,000 lives. Aid pours in from around the world, but getting help where it's needed is a challenge of its own.
The situation on the ground in Kathmandu, in all of the affected areas, is extremely chaotic in the wake of an earthquake of that magnitude.
Chris Skopek is Senior Director of Emergency Response and Preparedness at International Medical Corps. He says part of the problem is that the small airport there is overloaded.
We've had 2 flights that have had our personnel on board that have been turned back and not been able to get in. Some flights are landing, but it's hit or miss at this point.
That brings its own host of problems. Reports cite more than 7,100 injured, and by all accounts, Nepal's medical infrastructure can't handle the load. But Skopek says it's more than delivering medical supplies.
People are being displaced, and so in such a context, the availability, the potential for waterborne illnesses grows dramatically, and oftentimes we'll see even more casualties in the second wave based on preventable diseases as opposed to just the earthquake itself. So we're really looking out for the public health concerns and what can come after.
The first people, we quote first responders, are people who live there and are from there, doing everything they can to help themselves in the first several hours.
Tracy Rains is director of the International Response Center at the American Red Cross. She says communications between aid workers in Nepal is intermittent.
The system at the moment is pretty weak. It's difficult to get signals across a really mountainous country. That has not been better after this, it's been worse.
Which brings us to volunteers Glenn and Julie Bradley. The married couple of 26 years left from Washington Monday night for Istanbul on their way to Nepal.
We're going in to set up communications and computer networks, radio communications and internet.
We're initiating internet capability to have a more coordinated disaster response.
In a country with terrestrial communications challenges, building a need-based system amid a natural disaster may be one of the biggest challenges facing aid workers right now. And as more inbound flights are turned away, concern grows for those in need of immediate medical care. In Washington, Arash Arabasadi for VOA News.